office, where I knew when I came here 41 years ago, that was a dump. A lot of stuff was dumped over there. Well, long story short, I called the air quality people because there were several people around me getting sick. Miss Bernice Webster, I wanted to take her to the emergency room. It didn't dawn on me until it was several people. And I don't know that that was the cause, but the fire concerned me. And long story short, TCEQ came out, and if the city would like, I'd be glad to get a copy for you. But they actually addressed, I guess, the owner, Ms. Carter, and Ms. Gandy, the supervisor, notified Ms. Carter that a notice of violation would be issued for the illegal burning of non-vegetative material on the property. And again, my concern is that the city was aware of the burning and a permit had not been issued. So I would just say that while we're in a rural area and a lot of people may burn on the side, be careful what you burn, and again, run it by the city, and again, the city can do its due diligence. We just want to keep our residents safe, and that was the purpose of my call, and the state confirmed that. Thank you, sir.
All right, citizens' comment? Mr. Barnett?
Mayor, council, citizens of Prairie View, visitors, friends, it's a beautiful day. I want to say congratulations to all our honorees. I am blessed to be the son-in-law of Maxine Matthews and the husband of Paulette Matthews. And by the way, she is running for city council, so remember that. I like to address our community center, if I may, because there's been some things going out about this community center, and I want to clear the air on that. One thing is that the Prairie View A&M University has care, custody, and control of that community center, and I'm here to tell you that is not the truth. Okay? That is about as far from the truth as we are from Mars, if not further. Waller County is in care, custody, and control of that community center. Okay? And as long as we use that land that the community center is on, we use it for the purposes in which it was given as a community center, we will stay in control of that community center. Right now, if you notice, it's boarded up. We're getting ready. We're in the process of demolition. We're right now the community center stands at 2,800 square feet. We're getting ready to take it to 4,400 square feet. I myself am tired of our citizens having to go to Harris County in order to enjoy different programs and everything, and we can have those programs right here. I would be happy to let you all see this, but this is just a schematic design of the community center as it is, and also an elevation for the community center. So we are moving with that, and trust me when I say that that community center is not controlled by Prairie View A&M, and is not controlled by the city of Prairie View. It is controlled by the county of Waller. And just as well as those are putting that out, that it is controlled, you have those that are trying to stop the community center from being where it is. And Mayor, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to my seat. I have an email that I received from a citizen. One of the citizen questions was, what other community centers does the county own? Why is it in the best interest of the county to own any community center? If this community center is in Prairie View, let me repeat that again. If this community center is in Prairie View, why is the city, us, or the university not participating in its construction costs, since the people of Prairie View stand to get the most use out of the facility as a practical matter? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say it again, that community center belongs to the people of Waller County. There's approximately 47,000 citizens in Waller County. But this is what they're thinking, okay? So we're blessed to have the community center where it is. We're even more blessed to know that there's a bigger and better community center coming where it's going to be able to serve us all. Thank you. God bless you.
Citizens' comment?
councilman, city, and so forth. I'm a little bit new and I know my time is short, so I'm gonna try to think of a little bit, but, being young myself, I see what's going on in the community itself as well as what's going on with the society itself. There's no more respect. The way people are handling the youth itself, is handling the elderly, handling the police itself, city council and everyone else. I believe that we need a higher funding for the police department. Some of the things that we see going on at night at the different properties, I wouldn't consider respectable. I wouldn't consider the fact that we as a city allowed to happen. I see some of the younger people will look up to the.
Excuse me, could you speak louder, please? We can't hear you.
Oh, no problem. I see some of the youth itself raising themselves up against the police department. I can see how a lot of disrespect is made towards the landlords, a lot of disrespect to what the fire thing that happened. The gentleman was talking about what will happen with the community center. If we don't allow police to come out and patrol these things, or come out and start making their selves known in the city of Prairie View, then we're gonna have these students, this youth going about making a muck of the city. They go from one property to another property to another property, having these parties. And if arrests aren't being made, or people just being taken to jail, whatever itself is, then they're gonna get more and more rowdy and act more and more out of control. And I believe if we fund the police to be able to hire more police patrol, more people that were educated, more trained people, then we won't have the problem so much as being able to control them on the properties or control them when they do these radical things and go somewhere else, move somewhere else, and then move to another place. I know there's a lot of properties here that have been where the youth will come in, move, and terrorize the properties, completely damage them, burn them down, and do all these things. So I just want to ask that you put within the budget to make sure that we are able to hire trained police.
There's some comment.
Good evening, Emery Davis. I just wanted to come and let everybody know this weekend we will be having the wine tasting, the farmers market, and the agricultural field day activities on the west side of the campus, right next to the Prairie View Inn. So if y'all are in the city and y'all want something to do this weekend, please come out and join us in the festival. Thank you. It's this weekend, the 25th and the 26th. It'll be all day on Saturday and starting at 4 o'clock on Friday. We'll have the wine tasting on Friday and be paired with goat cheese.
Don't drink too much wine. Drink it and drive.
All right. More comments? We've been asked by the council members to move an item up so that those that are elderly can return before you start. So we'll skip down to item number 12. And this is discuss and take action on the Planning and Zoning Commission's consideration to rezone properties from R1 single-family residential to R3 multifamily residential at 3451 Owens Road, Clark Addition, Lot A, 3.2784 acres, and 333 Owens Road, Clark Addition, Lot B, 1.5 acres. President Brown.
Okay, good afternoon. Okay, the results of the voting by the Planning and Zoning Committee was 1 person for, 3 against, and 3 abstained.
So what's the recommendation of the committee?
Recommendation is that it be turned down.
We have some comment cards.
Frank, I'm gonna have.
Davis, Carol Davis. comment, was that your comment?
Yeah. To the city council, my name is Karen Davis, and I'm part of the Davis family. As far as my comment, I made it earlier to the zoning committee, is that I wanted to keep it as R1. And when it was described to me, I wasn't in the earlier meetings when they had the city council meeting about a few weeks ago. But one of my concerns was how it was originally described when they were outlining about the zoning, is that it was almost like they were waiting for people to vacate that property or to die in order to take that portion, all of this portion, to be R3. Because right now, as you can see, yes, I see that it's all R3, but right now it looks like you want to just take the rest of that portion and make it R1. So my concern is that if you do that, you're not listening to the community, and also for how fast it happened as far as trying to make that an R3 property. I don't think you listen to the whole community. So my concern also as an investor in this community is making sure that it's not looking like you're subverting all of the information or getting the input from the community. And if you're trying to develop, I don't think you have everyone here who's saying that they don't want to develop the community or they don't want to have a vision from the city council, but keep everybody involved. Keep your educators involved, keep your community involved, keep your party involved, whoever you need to look like it is transparent. And I know that, you know, my cousin over there, Bruce Davis, had mentioned that before, but it just looks very odd that you're not keeping the community involved. So, and trying to change the zoning right now does not make sense to me, so keep that as R1. That's my comment.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Mayor?
I had Bruce Davis. You have a comment,
Mayor, City Council, and citizens of Prairie View. I made comments earlier during the Planning and Zoning Commission. I have many things that I plan to say. I'll focus in on just one issue, and that issue is restoring the trust and confidence in the process. I hope that by the earlier meeting and by what has happened and awareness of the citizens, that we create conditions where people are fully aware of what's going on. I mean, all stakeholders, people that are currently in homes, people that are will be affected immediately, and people that will be affected for generations to come of decisions. Zoning is one of the things that kind of gets to the issue. My concern is maybe expanded that how are we handling issues generally, you know, and are we keeping all the citizens that could be impacted by that reform? The way that it's done, it creates a lot of mistrust, and people just think that there's lack of integrity, those type of things. So the more we inform everybody that is involved, that could be potentially impacted, the better off I think we'll be as a city and as a community. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Quinn?
I move for the approval of planning and zoning, considering to rezone property from R1 single-family residential to R3 multifamily residential, 3451 Owens Road, Clark Addition, Lot A, 3.2784 acres, and 333 Owens Road, Clark Addition, Lot B, 1.5.
Second. It's moved and properly seconded that this will take the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission?
No, for the approval.
Approval of the request.
Oh, Mayor, whoa. Is it still open to the floor?
No. Excuse me?
Why not?
Why not?
I thought you said we fill out cards, I mean, you said don't fill out cards.
No, I was going through the cards.
I thought you said we didn't have to
You
fill out
said
cards.
cards wasn't required.
No, for the public, that was for the,
Citizens' comments.
citizen comment.
Should make some
Well,
clear.
we'll listen to that.
Motion to close.
Well, it's a motion and a second, hold on. We got a motion, we have a
That's
second.
integrity.
Let's state your amendment. They have a comment, I'm gonna give everybody a chance to comment.
I'm unready because everybody has not had an opportunity to give a comment.
All right, so, fill out a card in this section. Yeah, fill out a card and you can get them make your comment. No, listen what I said, listen what I said. During the citizens' comments on the agenda, that was item number 4. There's no need for a comment card. Now, when you want to speak on the agenda item, that's what the comment card is for, but on the item number 4, you don't need a card, you just get up and speak. So, since you didn't understand, you can speak, please. Just fill out a card so we have it for the record.
Mr. Jones, can you please get me?
But you can speak and fill out the card later.
Anyone else need?
Hello, my name is Carla Davis White. I spoke to you a few times on this. Thanks for allowing me to speak again. There's a few things I'm saying, so I'm gonna try to compromise it, you know, put it all in perspective. But I listened to the recording back in January, and that recording that was South and comes presented there. I heard some comments that were, I just believe, were not fair to the citizens of the Prairie community. Those comments were from Michael South, who grew up in this community, who knows us, said that he had letters from the San Cruz and Vaughn local. He said that those homeowners are not there at all. Speaking for the families on Clark Street, those families are not there at all. And I know some of you guys know those homeowners are there. So that, you know, when you hear that, you see that, that's like, just like, we're just gonna pretend that that didn't happen. I wanna say something else. You know, we just had a major issue here in Prairie View City. You know, major issue apartment complex. And another comment made was that there's crime on Clark Street. You know, Clark Street does not have crime on it, okay? Clark Street has not been on TV, okay? We don't want it on TV, okay? That's why we don't want an apartment complex over there, okay? We want to keep it like it is. And the ideal that we're gonna go with some kind of decision of, let's put everybody on this side of Clark Street single, and the other side, y'all can have apartment complexes on behind you, okay? When we know no one would still be happy with that, to try to compromise that way. And when I asked you, myself, in the meeting here in March, and I said, would you want an apartment complex like you told me no, okay? You were not going by you. So, as large as this city is, as much land as the city got available, it still makes no reason, no sense at all that we must take this one section and make it R3 only because the university is building a bowling alley. We talked to the university. They told us, we talked to them. They told us that they're not pushing this. They're not pushing any rezoning. They said that's not coming from them. If you guys are hearing that they told you wrong. Okay, because we were getting the message that for some kind of way the university was pushing this. This is one developer owns this lot, owns this land, and this one developer can make more profit putting apartment complexes up here versus duplex, okay? And that's all we're talking about here. And for the city to fall down, and say, hey, we're gonna allow that, okay? It's a little disconcerting. As we have come to investigate this, and we found more information about this, we also find out that, you know, we know these people. We like these people. This one developer also, we found out, discovered, built this great city hall that we're in now. And this developer owes the city taxpayers to this day, right now, over $70,000. I don't think you will let any developer that owns the city taxpayers' money and let them come in here and say, hey, look, I want to rezone something else and build something else and pass it and approve it. You know, there's some things here. Then after more investigation, I found out that going back to other other variants here, we're not even clear on how we change variants. I saw where somebody wanna put a trailer home over in one area, they got approved, somebody across the street from them got disapproved. Okay, you guys are opening up yourself for future lawsuits. Where if you're not consistent on where you even allow zoning. This 2004 zoning was done for the citizens got together, did it zoning. It makes absolutely no sense that we're just gonna say, hey, throw that out the window and let's rezone it. And let those people over there on that Clark Street just be collateral damage for the city, okay? Because we got plans for that. Now, after more investigation, I found the mayor, you had a report from November. On November report, you put on here that Clark Street moved to multi-use. Multi-use. So now that really got me concerned. We're in here talking about R3, but I see on your report you said multi-use, okay? And then you also put a comment there, meeting and discuss with the community. The community was never even discussed on that. I mean, so what are we talking about here? Are we talking about we want to now go to R3 with the future plan and maybe go with R, multi-use? We're gonna have other plans there, and then this is where mistrust is coming in, where the community is not really being told the big story, what the big plan is. Someone got a big picture of what the big plan is here. Okay, everybody's not involved here. All we know is that. Yes, you own your property, okay? And you own your land, okay? And yes, we're not saying that you have to move. But I know one thing, if I put an apartment complex next to you, I can squeeze you out, okay? And that's the issue. I have an issue with any new faculty member on that campus, when they come in here, I don't wanna say, and everybody's gonna say, where can you build a house in Prairie? Well, you can build one by the mayor. We have heard that from 2 occasions. In January, one of the administrators here said, you guys need to pick up and relocate by the mayor, okay? And then in March, he said, pick up and relocate by the mayor again. I mean, dude, that is how the citizens be treated. Then another council person said, hey, my vote came from the campus. It's almost as if the citizens and are not being thought of in this community. The citizens, you guys are at large position, You don't represent just one particular group of people, okay? Okay, well that's first. Keep R1, keep the zoning flag intact. Thank you.
We had the motion, another comment. Had the motion and second, and rest for comment. Mr. Carter. We have one. Mr. Bryant.
Here it goes.
Oh, okay.
My name is Joyce Bryant, and I am here to speak on the Owens Road Clark Addition rezoning. You said in your letter to the editor, Mayor, just May 27th, that the city has forged a collective vision and has adopted and follows a comprehensive development plan that includes a strategic plan and a zoning plan. Are we now, Mayor, going to make a mockery of that statement that you made? Are we now going to not follow that zoning plan? I went and spoke with the university because you have said to me that the university in an email wanted this redevelopment. And you came back to me and you said, this is not for the university. The university is not asking for this. So I went specifically to the university to ask, and I was told, rezoning is not necessary. We are not asking for apartments in that area. We are in desperate need of single-family homes. You have said that to me, Mayor Jackson. why would we approve this zoning variance and open up the city to legal housing discrimination? Because there is on record similar zoning requests that you have not accepted. I am asking that you honor the zoning plan, keep R1, R1.
Ms. Jones?
There is a need for single-family homes, additional single-family homes. I have spoken, is Mr. Christopher Norris here? No, okay. I've spoken with Mr. Norris, and he has informed me that he has met with the Souths, the developers, as well as, I believe, Mr. Jackson and some other people. And there is a proposal to build some single-family homes in Prairie Gables, right next to you. And you, Mr. Thomas, and who else lives over there? Carl Jones. So, I'm wondering why you would put single-family homes on that side, yet not leave single-family homes where they already are and have been for years. No comment. Oh, also, since I have additional time. Okay, also, I do have concerns about the safety of putting up an apartment complex in that area.
Those are the comments.
This line.
All right, we have a motion on the floor to approve the request. And that's in spite of the request, the recommendation from the zoning committee. Correct? And a second.
Mr. Mayor, I just rise for a point of information. Point of information.
Hold on.
Point of information is appropriate.
But just hold just for a minute. Let me state the motion. Let me state the motion.
Point of information is
Let me state the motion. You heard the motion and the second. Are you ready for the question? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Opposed.
We got 3 for, 2 against, motion passes. The item, go back to
So
item
what is
number.
the motion? I mean, what did you?
We made a motion to
Thank you.
approve,
I mean, did you vote for the, what did you vote for?
he made a motion to approve the request from the developer.
Oh, from the developer or the zoning commission?
From the developer.
Okay,
That was the motion, that was the second, you had 3 for, 2 against. That was the motion. Item number 7. Approving the ratification of accounts payable.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember.
I move that the accounts be ratified for April 22nd, 2014, all necessary corrections.
Moving the proper second that we ratify the accounts payable for April 22nd, 2014. There's a motion and a second, and ready for the question. All in favor, indicate by saying aye. Those opposed, ayes have it. Item number 9, approval of the minutes from March 26th, 2014.
Mayor, can you speak up? I suggest y'all get Mike's just speak. This has to be on the
Let me have order, please. Item number 9, approval of the minutes from March 25th, 2014, city council meeting.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember.
these minutes are not representative of the city of Prairie View. Before we even take steps to approve them, they need to be redone. They don't even make sense.
What's your pleasure? Is there a motion?
I make a motion that we
table this until these minutes can be redone and be representative of Prairie, especially if they're gonna be going on the website.
Second.
We move the proper second that we redo the minutes, at the meeting of the vote.
Which ones are you talking about?
Sets of minutes,
The 25th or the 1st?
25th, for March 25th. You heard the motion, second, are you ready for the question?
Question, I'm ready.
State your name.
Could you state for the record, Councilmember, what's wrong with the minutes?
Davis voted for Davis, Jenkins voted for Davis. What does that tell you about minutes? Paulette Barnett, Julie Mack passed on making a statement, and they're not, it was very selective in what was placed on here and what was left out. Heard the motion, second, we have a question, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, ayes have it. Item number 10, minutes from April 1st, 2014 call meeting. What's your pleasure?
Mr. Mayor,
Councilman Quinn.
I move for the approval of the minutes from April 1st, 2014 with all necessary corrections.
Second. We move the proper second to approve the minutes from April 1st, 2014 call meeting with necessary correction. There's a motion and second, are you ready for the question? All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, ayes have it. Item number 11, discuss and take action on accepting bids for the city surplus, non-working items of 1998 Chevy truck, VIN number 2GC EC 19R7W123331, John Deere Z-Trace 757. Item number 3, a Titan pump, 3-inch, and a blower, a steel blower, steel blower. John Deere, a walk behind, a Trenton number 905356, and request for the bids of the advertising and local paper for 1 week.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember.
I move for the approval and accepting bids for city surplus, non-working items, 1998 city Chevy truck, VIN number 2GCEC 19R7W123331. John Deere Z-Trace 757, a Titan pump 3-inch, a steel BG76 blower, a John Deere walk ahead, a Trenton numbers 90356, and all necessary corrections.
Second.
We move the proper second that we allow the city to advertise, to accept bids on surplus non-working items. Put the motion second on the vote, please.
All the items aren't working, and we're gonna, we're gonna bid it out for a week. Whatever received, are we gonna do, or do we have to cap on the items, or is it just whatever people?
We'll see what they did, or we got the old truck sitting up there, it's just gonna be scrapped, and most of them are scrapped. So, you go out there and take them in the barn, most of them in the barn.
So we gonna take a minimum bid, or we just?
I mean, we just, we put them across the scale, most of it, that's what it's for.
I'm taking a certain
Yeah, I don't like to say it. Okay. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Ayes have it. Item number 12, department head reports.
Mr. Mayor, point of information, did we actually approve number 7?
Item number 7, that was a proclamation for, motorcycles. Push your pleasure, number 7.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilman.
I move we approve proclamation 04222014 as of April
Second
for the motorcycle.
All, heard the motion, and the second, are you ready for the question?
question.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Ayes have it. Department head reports, Mr. Johnson.
No, man.
Good evening to the mayor, city council members, department heads, citizens of this great city of Prairie View, and friends of the area. we're into our 6 month